What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the BS Show. I'm sure over the past few days, everyone has heard the huge news for UFC 234 in February of 2019, which is the announcement of Israel Adesanya against Anderson Silva. Once again, I cannot, for some reason, pronounce Israel Adesanya's name correctly, so I apologize for me botching his name. But this is a huge fight, an absolutely huge fight, not only for Adesanya, but also for Anderson Silva. So if we recap, Anderson Silva failed a drug test in November of 2017. Later, that following summer, which would have been July 2018, he was exonerated due to contaminated supplements that he was taking. So I want to say they just gave him time served and said, hey, you're clear to fight. So now the UFC has booked it at UFC 234. So Israel Adesanya, we all know what he brings to the table. He is long, he is lean, he's a great striker. His last win was coming against Derek Brunson via TKO. A lot of people said that Derek Brunson was going to be his kryptonite. It was going to take him down, and he was going to pound his head into the ground. That did not happen. Israel Adesanya got the win. You know, Israel Adesanya is now 13-0 in MMA. The sky is the limit for this guy. Dana White was on record saying that he has all the makings to be a legit superstar in the sport. He said he's good looking, he's got a great fighting style, he's exciting, he's a good talker, yada, yada, yada. So everybody knows this dude is legit. Like I said, he's 13-0 in MMA, and he's a great kickboxer, so this fight is going to be awesome. Now, Anderson Silva, on the other hand, is quite a bit older, obviously, about 15 years older. Anderson Silva is 43. Israel Adesanya is 29. Anderson Silva has fallen on some tough times the past 4 or 5 years. He's had a suspension. He's had a few losses. But he is also coming off a decision victory over Derek Brunson. So the past two guys they fought, or the last fighter both guys have fought, was Derek Brunson. They both got the win, obviously. Adesanya won it in better fashion via TKO, but it was still a victory nonetheless. So if we look at the comparison here, you have Israel Adesanya 6'4" compared to Anderson Silva at 6'2", so there's a 2-inch difference. They both are going to fight at 185. And Israel Adesanya's reach is about 2.5 inches longer. He's got an 80-inch reach opposed to 7.5 from Anderson Silva. But the glaring difference that I see right here is Israel Adesanya is a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We all know he's a stand-up fighter, and that's perfectly fine. But Anderson Silva, even though he is not known to use his ground game, he is not known to initiate the takedown. He is a third-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, third-degree black belt. This guy's been training with high-level, legit Jiu-Jitsu artists for many, many, many years. But like I said, Anderson Silva is not known to initiate the takedown. That's why this is such an intriguing fight for the UFC fans, because Israel Adesanya is a stand-up stud, and Anderson Silva, as we all know, is a stand-up stud with some of the coolest, most fascinating knockouts in MMA history, by standing up and doing the front kick and everything like that. So, I'm very excited for this fight. And I was very excited whenever I seen it, because I thought if Israel Adesanya can beat Anderson Silva, that's a legit name to put on his resume to get a title fight. And if Anderson Silva can beat Israel Adesanya, he's going to get a little bit momentum coming back in the octagon. He was falling on some hard times. He needs a big victory because he still feels like he's got a lot of gas in the tank. Anderson Silva's 3 previous fights before Derek Brunson, he had a decision loss to Daniel Cormier, but he was a fill-in, so he came off the couch for that fight. Daniel Cormier took him down a lot, because even Daniel Cormier, the champ, didn't want to stand and strike with Anderson Silva. Then he had a decision loss to Michael Bisping in London, which he actually landed a flying knee, and he went and Michael Bisping went down, but it was right at the bell, so they didn't consider it a knockout. Come to find out, later in the fight, Michael Bisping ends up beating him by decision. And then prior to that was his first fight back from that gruesome leg injury. He beat Nick Diaz. originally beat Nick Diaz. Come to find out, that's one of the other times he tested positive, and then Nick Diaz tested positive for marijuana, so they called it a no contest. So there's a lot of things that can happen in this fight. I don't think Anderson Silva is going to try to take down Israel Adesanya, so that's what's going to be so great about this fight. It's just going to be a stand and banging kind of fight. We're really going to get to see some very high-level striking take place, and we'll get to see if Israel Adesanya is as good as advertised. So let me know in the comments below if you guys got in this fight, if you like this fight. I love this fight. I think it'd be crazy to not like this fight. And, I'm looking forward to UFC 234 in February of 2019. So thank you for tuning in, guys, and have a good day.